These stories and more right now on First City Focus. Each semester is an exciting new chapter for the Vincennes University Theater Department, with efforts to bring great productions to the stage. Here to fill us in on the productions promised to entertain us this semester is Theater Program Chair and Professor Kendra Clauser. Thanks for joining me today.
Of course, thanks for having me.
The theater major at Vincennes University is going strong. What is the overall experience for the students when they step on campus?
Well, I think what's great about our program is they can get involved immediately. So not only do they have a wide range of theater courses they can take, but also auditioning and being cast, working backstage, all of that can happen right from the very beginning. And so I think we immediately form a great bond with our students, and so I think that's the best part of being here.
What's the benefit, the biggest benefit you feel for students who come to VU to study theater versus a larger university?
Well, depending on the school, we have a lot of theater schools in Indiana, and some of them have hundreds of students. So it does take a long time before you have an option to be on stage or work in that position backstage that you want to do. And here, I mean, people start working in our fall show right away if they want to. And it's really great because that way I get to know them well, they get to know each other well, and it's an amazing growth process. So by the time they're ready to transfer to a four-year institution, they really have a great resume to provide, and we've gotten some good feedback on students that have transferred to other universities. So it makes me glad that we're doing a good thing.
That's great. I know every semester you really go out of your way to select the productions that the students are going to bring to the stage. What all goes into the selection process?
That's a good question because we've started something new in the last year or so. We actually have a student advisory committee, and so they help with that selection process. We usually do a larger show in the fall, and it's every other year it's a musical. And then in the winter we do a smaller show, and then in the spring we do a children's show, and with the support of the Red Skelton Museum, we're able to bring in third graders to that show.
That's great.
So the year we don't do a musical in the fall, we do a children's musical, which is what we're doing this year.
Okay. Well, your first production for the semester is entitled Fear.
Yes.
It's not only performed by the students, but it's also comprised of short plays that are written by students and faculty here at VU.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Yes. We had several shows that we were looking at, and nothing was seemed the right pick. And so since we had some very strong writers and students who are very leadership oriented, we decided we would go ahead and try an all original production. Wow. So it's comprised of 6 short plays and 2 monologues. And then in between the pieces are what are called devised pieces. So they're kind of original things that are created with the group all together.
And I would guess with the title Fear, that's kind of the theme that threads them all together.
Yes, and the students chose that. So that was by far their, when they had an option to choose the theme, that was the theme that won, and I really think it's worked well.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about what we might be seeing then with it?
It runs the gambit of what fear means. There are even pieces that have a little bit of humor in them, and fear being literal fear being associated with other people, fear being within oneself, and but I think the thing that an audience member would really take from it is it'll be a great performance, but it's also things that the audience can relate to, because in some aspect they probably either have experienced it or know somebody who has experienced some of the things we deal with. I will say, as a trigger warning, some of the topics are very serious.
Okay.
And so we deal a little bit with domestic violence and some of those topics that for audience members might be a little tricky. But we always say, you know, if ever an audience member doesn't feel comfortable, they're more than welcome to step out.
Absolutely.
And they're all short plays, so luckily they don't last very long. So they move on to a new topic.
So age suggestion of appropriate audience?
Oh, that's a good question. I would probably say, unless a child is very precocious, middle school and up would be a better choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And that starts February 16th.
Yeah.
Runs the 16th, 17th, and 18th at 7 p.m. And then the matinee on February 19th at 2 p.m.
Yes.
As far as folks showing up, do they need to show up well in advance in time? Or?
I usually suggest that people arrive between 6:30 and 6:45, just so that they can get their tickets. It is free for faculty, staff, and students. And then tickets are $12 for adults, $7 for seniors, $5 for other students. And that way also we have open seating, so they have time to decide where they want to
pick where they want to go.
Exactly, exactly.
How do the students feel about seeing their work come to life on stage?
They're so excited. I'm hoping it's something we can continue to do, because it's been an amazing process, both for us as a faculty and for the students. And I really would like to eventually do something like maybe a small playwriting festival with other schools. I mean, that's long term, but this is a nice way to start.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How exciting. The work never stops, because you do have a spring musical, as you mentioned earlier, slated for the end of March and beginning of April.
Yes.
What can you tell us about it?
Well, first off, auditions are on Sunday, February 12th at 12:30 in the theater lab, which is room 147 of Red Skelton. We just ask people to bring part of a musical piece that's about 16 to 32 bars. And then we'll have a script available up at the front desk from now on if they'd like to read the play. It's called The Rainbow Fish Musical, so it's based on the book. And it should be a lot of fun, a lot of color, a lot of dance, a lot of singing, but you don't necessarily have to be a great dancer or singer, because it's all a lot of fun. So we're looking forward to it, and that's going to be March 31st and April 1st and 2nd.
Okay, that is a great popular book, so it'll be fun to see that on stage. As far as who can audition, it's not just theater majors, is it?
That's true. Everybody can audition. Anybody who is associated with the campus. And then we invite the public too. We will usually opt for students first if it makes sense.
Of course.
But we have worked with folks who are from the public in Vincennes in the area too, and it's been a great experience for them and the students.
Well, great. So, I encourage everyone, come on out. If you feel like you want to audition, you never know.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm sure you're already working on future productions, the selections. How is that going?
Well, we have the musical for the fall. I can't officially say it yet, because we're
Top secret information still.
We're still waiting to get the official yes from the company, but it'll be something that everyone will recognize and love, because it's based on a series of books.
Oh, nice.
And so hopefully that'll be something fun, and we'll get maybe a lot of students to audition who aren't necessarily majors, just because it's fun. We're still in the process of finalizing the rest of the season, because we'll still have some of the writers that we have who wrote in Fear. We're hoping maybe to figure out a time during the year to do another original piece, potentially something maybe a little longer this time.
Okay.
And that might be during the school year, it might be during the summer even. So we're going to just kind of see what works out.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So we'll have some big announcements coming
I
soon.
hope so, yeah.
That's great. I know each person has their own journey in life, of course. When theater students graduate from Vincennes University, what is usually their next step?
Well, it's a wide range, because sometimes they don't necessarily go into theater, but what's great about a theater degree is, because of all the things that they go through, all the people they meet, all the challenges they have to face, they usually come out stronger and more mature adults who are ready to take on whatever. We're moving more towards having more students, especially now that COVID's over, moving into doing the transfer. We have a student, and potentially we'll have some more next year at ISU, and we've had students go to USI also. But also, you know, it's a neat transition into, sometimes our students get another degree. We have some students who are doing both theater and education. And we have students who have done the trifecta of broadcasting, theater, and audio recording.
Absolutely.
Which is a great combination because it allows them to work in almost any field that deals with kind of live and recorded performance.
Okay, all right. Well, a lot going on at Vincennes University Theater. We can't wait to see Fear and the spring musical as well. And if you visit our website, vincennespbs.org, we have the full production lineup for the Vincennes University Theater Department, as well as links to find out more about the academic